Loving the loser. So I had a big aha that came with a big ugly cry recently, and it was so good that I had to share it with you. I go into more details about this in an episode in my Fulfillment First private podcast, if you're interested in that. But I wanted to share the gist of it here because these kinds of distinctions can be so huge. So the long and the short of it is that I thought all this time that the thing that I was trying to avoid being or feeling or becoming or being seen as was a failure. So I was doing a lot of work on that particular shadow and trying to love and accept that and trying to not run away from that. But it wasn't really hitting the spot. And it turned out that that wasn't it at all. The thing that I was really avoiding was being seen as a loser. And there is a big difference, at least for me. So once I saw that it was actually loser, quote unquote, and not failure, quote unquote, that's when the tears came. Suddenly, like 1,000 things clicked into place all at once. Like one of those scenes in a movie where every piece of the puzzle just comes together in the person's mind all of a sudden. It was like that. The loser judgment was all wrapped up with shame. Just tons of shame for so many things. And all those things played out before my eyes. So many freaking things. And it was painful. But at the same time, it was the sweetest relief. Just to let this loser part of me come home. Come home. To stop denying her. Stop pushing her to the back. Stop trying to hide her. Stop trying to avoid her. And stop trying to get rid of her. And just let her know that I love her. And I'm not going anywhere anymore. And then I saw all the incredible gifts that this loser part gave to me because she was the rule breaker one who allowed me to discover my own way in life and go outside the lines and color outside the lines and try and experiment with my life in my own time and in my own way. And of course, loser is just a judgment. The word loser, that's just a judgment. It's not a real identity or anything, but just saying like, oh, you're not a loser, you're amazing. Oh no, you're not a loser, you're wonderful. That just doesn't work for me. That still feels like stress to me, like something that I have to keep up or run to keep up. And that just feels like stress in my body now. I needed that at one time though, don't get me wrong. Before I could hold this part of myself completely with love. But now, when I just bring home these parts of myself that I've been running from, it's peace. It's the peace that I've been wanting. It's the peace that I've been craving. And it frees up so much energy. Oh my gosh. I had been spending so much energy avoiding that identity without even really realizing it. And when I stopped avoiding it, at first it kind of felt deflated. Because when something that was driving you stops driving you, like insufficiency or trying to prove something or avoid a certain judgment or outcome, it can feel like someone let all the air out of your balloon for a bit. And this is a normal and natural part of the process, though. It's happened to me tons of times before when other things that were running me stopped running me. What was propelling you is no longer propelling you. And soon enough, the greater self-love and self-acceptance that you have now embodied will be the thing that takes its place. But for a minute, you might feel like you've lost your mojo. You haven't. It's just reorienting. That's all. Your energy is reorienting to that. But anyway, so after that, there was all this space. And in that space bubbled up this incredible recognition of all the totally freaking amazing things that I have done and created in my life. All of a sudden, I had this whole new appreciation for so many things that I had completely not counted and overlooked. Because how could I see those things when I was attached to the identity of loser and seeing myself as a loser on some level, even if it was very subconscious? Because anything that we avoid, like the plague, we're attached to. So if you're wondering, what do you mean attached to the identity? We're attached to it if we're in severe avoidance of something, we're entangled with it. Anyway, and so because of that, I was able to see with total certainty that the things that I'm working on now will also be totally freaking amazing and come into being just as all those other things that I said I was going to do and create and did do and create did. And the only reason that I can claim that kind of certainty so fully in myself now is because I'm not afraid of being a loser anymore. I'm not afraid to lose at that. Will it hurt if I feel that pain, or I'm called that or seen that in some way? Of course it will. But it will not destroy me and my self-worth or make me quit on myself and my dreams for my life. Nope. Never. It's just not going to have that same effect on me anymore now that I've brought this part of me home. So I can feel any discomfort about it that comes up, and then I'll continue on. But before, I didn't know that. I didn't fully know or trust that before. I was still ready to quit on myself on some level to avoid having to feel that extreme pain of loser, which was really just a lot of shame still stored in my body about a lot of things, is what that really was. But now, I don't have to avoid all that. And I'm free. So I posted the list of all the things that I was celebrating that I have created on my Instagram stories the other day. And I also go over it in my that Fulfillment First private podcast. But hot damn, am I proud of me. Losery bits and winnery bits and every damn thing in between. And I wish the very same thing for you, sweet pea. That's it for today. And if you haven't signed up for Peaceful Prosperity yet, we start September 19th, and all of the details are on my site at sunnychapman.com/peaceful-prosperity, or you can just go to sunnychapman.com work-with-me, and you'll see all of that stuff there. All right. See you next week. Bye.